And on today's show, what are captive insurance companies? Part one of this week's series on captives with author and expert Wes Sirk. Hi everyone, I'm Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and contributing author to Backroom Technician and Innsmouth. Let's get down to business. Well, welcome to the show, Wes.
Hello.
I'm telling you, everybody, there's so much stuff out on captives. I never know what to believe. I read everything I can. I see that there's huge advantages to doing this. So there's no doubt about that. But you are an author. You've been doing this for a long time. I want to have you walk us through the basic idea. What is a captive insurance company and why do businesses actually want to adopt this model for their risk mitigation?
A captive is very easy to understand. My partner Jared, we started the business together. We've been doing captives since 2002, and he's a poker player. And he said, captives are like playing poker. It takes you 5 minutes to learn and a lifetime to master. It's an insurance company that a business creates to insure its own risk.
So it has its own business format. Now they're going to make a separate entity.
Correct.
And that's actually going to be an insurance company?
Correct. It's a licensed, regulated insurance company. So if you look, a lot of people don't know, but the captive insurance industry, people think that it's small. Mm-hmm. But almost 50% of the global insurance marketplace is in captive insurance companies in one way, shape, or form. So it's actually very, very large.
Well, what's the attraction for a business to create this?
Most Fortune 1000 companies have their own captive insurance company. FedEx, UPS, Verizon, BP Oil, all of those companies have their own captive insurance company. Now, instead of a business paying money to the AIGs, Zurichs, Blue Crosses of the world, they can pay their own insurance company. They can take the deductions. Instead of giving the underwriting profit to AIG, Zurich, Liberty, they then now make the underwriting profit that was going to.
Now, this isn't self-insured, though. This is a difference there. They're not self-insuring. They're actually creating a company, and they have to have some kind. Do they have to have some kind of reserves like other insurance companies?
Yeah. The departments of insurance don't treat you any differently than other regulated insurance companies. So you are subject to the same actuarials, reserves.
You have to file.
Yeah.
And they have to approve it.
Correct.
Okay, so this is, if I got it out of my mind, that we're not just talking about a business trying to reduce their mitigation costs on risk. So I'm really creating a standalone entity that is an insurance company, and I'm doing this that if I have a good year, I get to keep the profits of an insurance company, just like if I would have farmed it out to AIG.
Correct. An insurance company can make a lot of money. And where insurance companies make money, even if there's a 100% loss ratio, which there rarely is, but if there's a 100% loss ratio, where insurance companies make their money is in the reserves. Mm-hmm. Insurance companies are different than most businesses out there. If I manufacture widgets and I buy the raw material, I assemble my widget, I pay my staff, I turn around, I sell the widget, I make money at that point, and if whatever's left over between what I made and what I spent is profit, I have to pay taxes. Insurance companies are completely different because an insurance company takes in money today to insure something that may come down the road in 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, 15 years. So insurance companies, it's not a big scam. What it is if insurance companies were subject to the same taxation as every other business, think about you pay your workers' comp insurance. You pay the money in, somebody doesn't get injured in the first 365 days, or they were taxed on anything they didn't pay out, then they would never have enough reserves to pay when a claim came down the road. So that's why insurance companies are allowed to create these huge reserve piles, because the Congress wants to make sure that there's money there when the event that the claim comes and actually has to be paid.
Okay, so when I'm thinking about a company doing this, they may say, we've been paying out these expenses for a long time. We've really been pretty good about our own risk. We haven't really had any problems. Why should somebody else profit on the basis that we've been very careful and prudent? So it sounds like this is an option for a company to not only pay less, but to actually profit, because I guess they could charge themselves whatever they want to charge themselves.
They could charge themselves reasonable premiums. They can pay themselves whatever they were paying in the traditional market. A great rule of thumb is workers' comp is about a 50% margin business. So if a company pays $1 million a year in workers' comp premium, the insurance companies expect to pay out $500,000 in claims. Now that $500,000 in claims could actually take them 5 years, 6 years, 10 years to actually pay all that money out. Where they really win is if the workers' comp company comes in and says, your claims were 800, now that's not just paid 800, but that's them reserving 800. They get to come back and say, well, we paid $300,000 too much, so they raise their experience mod, and they get to collect an extra $100,000 a year each year for the next 3 years. So businesses that form their own licensed regulated insurance companies, they get in